Morning, and I'm sitting here still fixing my hair. I have this real need to get myself a bobble, but it's too late because I'm on live. So this morning, myself and Kim thought we'd come on live because just after we've been having a workout and having a good morning. And I know you saw myself and Kim earlier on this week as she came on and interviewed me. That was a laugh. I don't think I gave you much room to talk.
It was good though. It was fantastic. I didn't need to talk. It was you, and it was, we didn't run out of things to say, did we?
No, not even for the 40 minutes afterwards. Finished. I didn't run out of things to say. And the thing is, I put up a post yesterday, really just about some of the stuff that you were doing. And I know we talk a lot about how we can support one another, work with one another, because the things that we do, because people tend to think coaches, well, it's a coach.
Yeah.
And you kind of really put you in pockets. You're a life coach, you're a business coach. And actually, there's a whole ton of variation in there. And I know that when we've had conversations about what we do have little bits of overlap, but there's a whole ton of stuff. Your stuff, and a whole ton of stuff is my stuff. So put it together.
I think when we spoke and you were in Portugal and we were going to, have a chat, and at that point I thought, okay, we are similar. And then I saw what you did and I was like, I do not do that. That is amazing. And it was just phenomenal and really helped me look at my business differently. And that's not what I do. I don't do that. I help women show up and feel empowered, but within their bodies and their mind, and that knocks onto their confidence. I work with all three. I do the mindset. I do a lot of mindset stuff because it's what it's all about, isn't it? I think any coach that doesn't deal with that side of things is probably, I wouldn't say not a coach, but I can't think of a coach that wouldn't. You've got to have this because then everything else follows on so much more easily.
Well, it's the principle of coaching, isn't it? It's that change from within. And and that is all the whole principle of coaching. So that will always be something that we share. But today, because we decided to kind of work together and I'm supporting you with your business development. Yeah. You're supporting me with the development of me.
Your beautifulness.
Body and all. Hence why we are in just after workouts. And we live in different parts of the country. This is the thing. People think that maybe to get have a health, wellness, mind, body, confidence coach, because I know that's what you would name yourself as, that you would have to be face to face, you'd have to be in the same room. And that's so not true.
No. Because, for me, I've just been doing my workout, and for me, it's such a huge part, but it's not for me. I'm not here to sit and watch you do reps or any of that stuff. It's about inspiring you to value yourself enough to invest that time and effort and energy into your body and go and do the workout and to understand. I was just thinking, over the years, I've worked with so many women who hate exercise. They're like, oh my God, I hate exercise. I hate doing all this. Morning. And in actual fact, we all hate exercise. Of course we hate exercise. Like, who on earth wants to go and feel like your lungs are going to explode or your body's aching or, it's tough stuff. But if you are doing it for I'm doing this because I need to lose weight, or I'm doing this because, I need to manage my weight, dull. It is back to fierce and fabulous. It is back to feeling empowered. And there's nothing more empowering than being able to do a press up or run or lift something, or, that feeling where you feel your body improving and getting stronger. It's just mind-blowing. And that, to me, if I can get women to do exercise because they love their bodies and they love the feeling. Hello.
I'm just having a look to see who we've got actually on here this morning, if I can actually find out. This is the thing, we're going to have to, everybody, we're using Restream to do these, but at the same time, we know that there's laws around releasing your identity unless you actually give Restream permission to show your name. So all we see is Facebook user says morning. Facebook user says, yup, I hate exercise. So if you've not
reveal yourself.
Reveal yourself, and then we'll be able to know who's chatting. So absolutely, because you know, one of my so what am I thinking? Anybody who works with me knows I say that all the time. It's like, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that I know that I have chosen to do work with you because I know how important it is in that whole fierce and fabulous thing, being a businesswoman, how much life can take your focus to out there and not to care in here. I can do a lot of mindset stuff, but actually I don't apply some of it to myself to keep myself really well. And it's so easy to tip into that. And what I've learned is that unless I have somebody right there with me all the time, checking that out, having goals with, doing, prioritizing what I'm needing to be my best, fierce and fabulous version of me, then it slips way more easily.
I think as well, as not just, like I work with men and women, but predominantly it is women. I work with men on a one-to-one, but really on most of my things it's women. And I think that, we're in this place where we can have it all. We can have it all, but we can't do it all. We can't do it all. And at some point, there are always times, like one of my sort of things that I say, you hear me say a lot, is body before business. And I know there are days when my business has to come before my body. Otherwise, I'm not going to get on with getting things done. So there has to be, but if I put my business before my body every day, then it goes out of balance. And I think the other thing is it's about having, it's about having that balance, and being able to say, okay, and the other thing is being able to say it doesn't have to be perfect. No. Just have to get up. I have to show up for my body at some point today, move my body and just honor my body a little bit. And sometimes that is not necessarily, well, and when we were first talking, one of the things that, I said to you was, it doesn't have to always be going to the gym. You'd said that you'd spent 2 hours in the gym. You'd really loved it, but you were knackered for 3 days afterwards.
Exactly.
And it was like,
everybody about that, because folks, we came on here because I was saying to Kim how much value I'm getting from doing this, and part of being a fierce and fabulous businesswoman is doing all of this stuff. And tell us a wee bit about that. What did you just say there, Kim? That was
the body before business, or meeting your body where it's at.
Oh yeah, because it was that rest and repair phase that you talked about to me. Tell everybody about that, because folks, I was going to the gym and I said to Kim, I've been to the gym, but then it knocks me out literally for 4 days, and then I feel bad about myself because I've not got my ass up in the morning, but my body is so tired, and I didn't understand actually what was going on, and because of that, I persecuted myself. I then didn't feel good about myself. I then felt less motivated to exercise anyway because I felt like I'd failed. But share with everybody, Kim, what you told me that I just thought,
And the other part of that as well is you feel less motivated to exercise and more motivated to be nice to yourself and self-soothe. So you think, oh, sod it. I'll sod it. I'll have one of these or I'll have one of those, and it all kind of can unravel. So I realized that a lot of the women that I was working with weren't meeting their body where it's at. So the way that I describe it is, I see 2 sort of phases that we can go into. And really, we want to be going in and out of them regularly, to be honest. But so there is what I call the build and burn phase. And the build and burn phase is, I can say to you, right, Marianne, get your butt down that gym, do this, that, and the other, eat these foods, be in a calorie deficit, all the media hype, all the stuff that we see that should work for us to manage our weight, to feel good, to have great energy. But the trouble is that doesn't take into account your lifestyle, the things that are going on in your life, the things that, you know, the outside stuff, oh, you've popped off. She's popped off. I'll keep talking because I think I'm still live. The pandemics, the teenage kids, the clients, the friends. It doesn't take into account all of that stuff as well. It doesn't take into account what's going on with your hormones, what's going on with any injuries or any of that stuff. And so actually what I see, oh, you're back. Hello.
What happened there? I just got this thing saying it was broken. I thought, oh my God.
Popped off. I carried on talking.
You kept talking.
So I was just saying, you know, that doesn't take into account our life and what goes on in it. And so what I see is women who are actually in what I call a rest and repair phase. And a rest and repair phase are, you know, women that would come to me and they were applying these strategies, and not only were they not seeing results, but they were seeing what I call diminishing returns. They were seeing worse than no results. They were feeling worse. They were feeling more tired. They were gaining more weight. They were feeling more emotional. They were feeling just more out of control, more overwhelmed, more anxious. And what they were doing is they were applying these build and burn principles in what I call this rest and repair phase. And a rest and repair phase is, you know, if you have had a lot of stress, you know, maybe, you know, usually if someone comes to work with me, it is because they have reached a point where nothing else is working. And there is always a story. You know, most of the women I work with are 40, 45 plus. We've got a lot of stories. We have been through a lot of stuff. And because we have this, you know, amazing ability to have it all, we don't have time to deal with our stuff. So we push it all down and we carry on. And, you know, women use the word fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. We use that word a lot and we push it all down. And all these emotions and energy and crap get pushed down into us. And eventually, and then we're building our businesses, you know, maybe we're staying up late. We're, you know, really pushing ourselves. And so the women in the rest and repair phase, what I see with those, and if you recognize yourself, I'll tell you how to manage it, is not sleeping through the night, either struggling to get to sleep or struggling to stay asleep, finding that they've got cravings, finding that they have, you know, energy crashes, finding that they are emotionally volatile. You know, one minute you can just burst into tears and not really know why, or you can just rip your husband's head off and he has to run for cover. And really, you know, what's coming out of your mouth, you're thinking inside, why am I being such, you know, it's this energy and this overwhelm and anxious feeling and always on the go and busy. They get coughs and colds, you know. You can always tell someone that's really under, and I'm talking about prolonged stress. And usually what I say to people is these women they're treading water. And, you know, I've been there myself, treading water, and you're just about having your head above the water and you're managing everything. And then life throws you a curveball. It throws you, you know, in my case, it was a bereavement, but it could be divorce, redundancy, or an illness, you know, something like maybe COVID can come along, or maybe not COVID, but I've seen clients that suddenly get a cold that develops into flu, that develops into a chest infection, and they're for 3 months completely floored, you know. So these curveballs come along, and because you've been treading water, we haven't got the capacity and energy to deal with it. So for these women, I'm
wondering, because we've got a few, and I've actually managed to get the list up of who's on. So we've got Daff and Melanie are on this morning, and I'm just wondering if any of this resonates for you, because I know you are business women. I know that what you're telling me, when I was in corporate, I had about 2 years where I was perpetually ill, and actually some of it was really ill. Do you know what started off as a wee chest infection? Turned into what was like massive asthma attacks and really disabling. And I think it was exactly down to what you're describing, that complete burnout.
It is just, the body just hasn't, you know, the technical side of it is when we have, like, cortisol is an anti-inflammatory, And, you know, cortisol's put out when we're stressed, but we're only supposed to be putting it out every now and then. And when it's being chronically, constantly put out, it stops to have effect. And so you will get every cough and cold going. And again, you know, these women, and like I've been there, I've got my own burnout story as well. That's why I'm so passionate about, you know, this side of things. But, you know, it is quite often when you're like that and you know that your body is, you're not tuned into your body, you're not connected with your body. And also you're so focused, because stress makes you focus and laser focus. All you can focus on is your job and your career and and the next thing that needs doing, and fighting the next fire and doing the next thing. And so, you know, actually, when someone like me comes along and says, look, you need to step back, you need to take some time out, you're like, okay, right, well, are you joking? Are you mad? You know, I can't possibly do that. And then there comes a point where your body's just like, you know, no, I'm in control. I've let you take the reins, and now I'm taking over. And then it will just, you know, and burnout. And I've seen that manifest in lots of different ways. I've seen, you know, I remember one guy, I was working with his wife, and she phoned me, she said, please, can you take my husband on as a client, because he just has woken up this morning and he cannot, like, physically cannot get out of bed, you know, because he just and he actually told me on the call, he said, I didn't tell my wife. He said, but it happened to me in Tesco's car park the other day. He said, I just suddenly went to get out my car and I couldn't physically move. He said, and I sat there for an hour and a half. And that's, you know, that's the sort of stuff. And so what I see with women is, add into that, you've got to look good. You've got to feel, you know, the reason you feel like that is because you're not exercising, you're not looking after your body. So get in the gym. And so they're going into the gym and doing the build and burn style stuff. And that's just a whole nother layer of stress for their bodies to deal with. So quite often when women come and work with me, very often the first thing I say to them, right, stop going to the gym, stop working out. I want you to just commit to going for a 30-minute walk each day. and connecting with your body. And we put some other strategies in place, and, you know, maybe some mindfulness or meditation, which can be really, really difficult when you are in that headspace, because that place, you are stressed. And so your mind's going 100 miles an hour. And it's just like, what, you want me to sit and do nothing? I can't possibly do that. And then, you know, and oh my God, I'm going to gain weight if I stop doing that. And then I hit them with the real humdinger of, and are you eating carbohydrates? And quite often they're not eating any carbohydrates, because, you know, that's what everyone says, don't eat carbohydrates, you'll lose weight. So I'm like, you're going to start eating carbohydrates. At this point, they're like, oh my God, like, who is this woman? Can I get a refund? And
do you remember the conversation we had? Because anybody who knows me, gluten doesn't work well with me at all. It really doesn't. And because of that, there's just a whole load of stuff that I keep. I don't eat a lot of stuff, particularly bread. And I'd also dropped down my carbohydrate levels, because I was getting into the habit of having just big platefuls of pasta and rice and potatoes, and always felt really terrible after. And but when we had the conversation, what I was also experiencing was I was waking up quite anxious in the mornings. I was having problems with my sleep. And one of the things you said to me was, have something to have a bit of carbohydrate with your evening meal. So have a bit of rice or quinoa or something, you know, having stuff in my evening meal. Good carbs.
Not you're right.
Do you know, I'm not piling my plate anymore. No. But the best bit, do you remember when you said to me, and before you go to bed, now this sounds mad,
you nearly did a cartwheel.
Honestly, I nearly did a cartwheel. She says, have like an oat cake, a bit of peanut butter, maybe even a bit of an egg, and it was like, what, before I go to my bed, I can eat. And it's because I knew that what I was being challenged with was that I want to eat something. No, that I was stopping eating after about 7:30. And I was starving. You know, I was completely starving. The difference taking a little bit like that to eat, putting that tiny bit of carb in at my evening meal, I sleep more soundly, and I don't wake up with the same boof of anxiety that I had from starving myself with carbs over that whole time.
Because the other thing is, when you have been, and like you say, when you were in corporate and you were doing all of these things, and just like your journey to get to this, to get to Fierce and Fabulous, is, you know, it's stress. We're on the go. And so what this actually does is it affects our blood sugar. It affects the way insulin performs in our body. So we get these spikes. And so then what happens if you go a long time without eating, your blood sugar will drop. And you won't wake up thinking, oh my God, I'm starving, but you will wake up feeling anxious and, you know, this like anxious underlying energy. And then what usually happens is, because you feel like that, your brain goes, oh my God, something must be wrong. And then you start thinking of all the awful things that maybe in the day you think, well, they're not even that bad. But because you feel that way. So if you can just, you know, lessen that journey at night of those ups and downs, then, you know, that can really help. And that's not just stress. That's also perimenopause and menopause, when our hormones, and they go, you know, it's oh my God. And it's like, if you imagine as well, it's not even like, you know, you can go and have your bloods taken to see if you're in the menopause. But if you go on one day, you won't be coming into menopause. If you go 2 days later, you might be coming into menopause, because it goes like a light switch, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. So the best way to gauge that is symptoms. You know, look at what's going on in your symptoms. But just before I move on, like, so with the rest and repair and the build and burn, the way I work with clients is, you are in rest and repair. If you do a build and burn, if you, you know, try and do a build and burn strategy, you're going to burn out. So let's just hang back with me for a little while. And it can be anything from, it depends where they are. And, you know, I've worked with clients where it's taken a year to get them to that point where they are now in what I call the build and burn. And now it's like, right, now let's get strategic with your carbohydrates. Let's get, you know, up your workouts. But for most, I mean, I say a year, that was what, but most clients, it is, you know, between 6 to 8 weeks, they are then ready to get back in the gym. And now, you know, for myself, I'm just you know, I will do that with my menstrual cycle. Definitely the second half of your menstrual cycle, you really need to treat yourself like you're in a rest and repair phase, and just, you know, do the walk, do the yoga, Pilates, and you can do some exercise. I'm not saying don't exercise, but if it feels good.
Absolutely. It's listening to the body, isn't it? Because the other day I was sitting, and I'd been coaching one after the other. You know, I'd had a couple of meetings, and I realised that I was at about 2:30 and I hadn't really eaten. And you know, when it hit that hangry stage, and the first thing my body said was, I wonder if there's a spare Victoria sponge that I could just eat the whole lot with a cup of tea. That's what I really thought of. And then I thought, right, no, what should I be eating? And I thought, well, maybe 2 poached eggs and some asparagus. And actually, I could feel the sick come in my mouth. It was like that, with the thought of eating that. But actually, if I'd read the book, it would have said that would have been a good thing to eat. When I thought, right, what is my body actually asking for? And I know this sounds mental, as if it's going to shout, oatcakes, peanut butter and a banana. Do you know, but I swear to God, it was like that moment in Eat, Love, Pray, when she asks God, just tell me what to do. And he says, go back to bed. You know, so I had one of those moments when I just listened to what my body was telling me. I went and got some oatcakes. I had some peanut butter, which my husband gags at, but organic peanut butter. I had a banana with it. I had a cup of tea. And see, after it, I thought, oh God, I could actually feel everything just settling. And if you'd said to me at that point, do you want to finish that off with a Victoria sponge? I would have went, oh God, no thanks. Yeah. Just really taking a moment to listen. But
go on, sorry.
What I was going to say was that I know that how powerful it has been for me, this whole journey of coming out of that, one, being able to say I'm in a rest and kind of repair stage, and to do exercise that aligned with that, otherwise not beating the shit out myself, every day, mentally and physically, and then being able to recognize when it's time and it's okay to exercise. And the value of being able to listen to my body and to make the right choices around what foods are going to be right for me. But I know, and one of the big reasons we're in here today is because I was excited that next week you are going to be doing a challenge. And folks, Kim is going to be doing a challenge next week. And it's going to be all about everything that we're talking about and getting focused. How cool is that? Do you like it?
Yeah, really impressed.
I'm trying to do this and learn how to do it all at the same time. Look like I'm being a cool interviewer and operating.
Great job.
Thanks. I'm sure when I look back, it'll look dodgy. But anyway, so next week, Kim, you're doing what you're calling the Tune In, Reset and Show Up Challenge. Now, how many days is that over? Because I know I'm registered to go on it.
Yeah, so it's 7 days. And I think the main thing that I want to say is it is for any woman who's feeling exhausted, who's feeling a bit overwhelmed, who's feeling a bit or discombobulated, which is just my favorite word at the moment. And this is not, there are going to be things to do. So it's 7 days, but there's going to be 3 masterclasses, which are going to really, it's a challenge about, well, the reason I decided to run it, I ran it in January and it was phenomenal. We've got some amazing stuff. But the reason I decided to run it again is because myself, I had about 6 weeks ago, I just started to feel really blur. I wasn't engaging, I wasn't showing up, I just felt not great. I started eating not great. I mean, I don't eat badly, but I was just a bit off thing. And again, my workouts, and at that point actually I decided I wasn't going to work out for a few weeks, which did me the world of good. I just thought I'm not going to do it. So, and what I realized was that I had stopped implementing a lot of the rituals that I do that enable me to show up and cope with life, whatever happens. Like I say, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's one of your kids, whether it's a friend or a client, these things, if we are stronger underneath and we've tuned in and we know ourselves, then we can handle that stuff. But when we're not investing in ourselves, all of these things become overwhelming. So for me, I just took some time out. I tuned in. I had a little reset. And after it, I was like, hope you like them. After it, I decided to, and that was it. After it, I just couldn't stop showing up. I mean, you've seen me. I'm just like jazz hands here, everywhere. My energy feels completely renewed. And so this is a challenge. It's not a challenge. It's not a strategy challenge. We're not going to be talking about, the house. This is a challenge for what do you need to do in your life? Where are you stuck? What are you thinking? I need to be doing this, but I'm not doing it. Maybe it is your nutrition. Maybe it is your workouts. Maybe there's a conversation you need to have with somebody. Maybe there's a situation that you're in that is just not good for you and you need to get yourself. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's doing stuff like this within your business. Where aren't you showing up? And then it's about just implementing these like protocols that I use and re-energizing yourself so you can show up.
So how long are the challenge things going to last every day?
So the key is I do not want this challenge to be overwhelming because I know sometimes they can be overwhelming. So what we've got is I'm going to be doing 3 masterclasses, but actually each morning from Monday to Friday at 9:30 in the group, I'm going to come on and I've got what I call my 10-minute tune-in. And all it is that each morning we are going to do this 10-minute ritual. We've got a bit of journaling and gratitude in there. We've got some meditation. A lot of women don't even say to me, I can't meditate, don't know where to start. It's really hard. Can't stop my mind think. I was in that place 5 years ago. when I started meditating. So I just want to do a 2, 3, 4 minute meditations that can really teach you guys how to use it, be okay with it not being perfect as well, because it's never going to be perfect. No way.
Oh God, this is Victoria. I had no idea.
Hi, Victoria. I had no idea of that. There you go.
Self-care.
Something's aligned.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you know, it's I'm listening to you about that, 10 minutes in the morning, bit of gratitude, bit of journaling. I know that one of the things I'll talk to when we're talking about business with businesswomen is actually the importance of the structure of your day and moving into your day with real intention.
Yeah.
And that starts at night time, usually for me, getting my stuff ready, making sure the lunches are ready. So I'm supporting myself to succeed in the morning by doing that. And then I have a certain routine that I have in the morning. Now, I'm no Mother Teresa, right? I fall off that wagon sometimes, and I need something to kind of just reset, retune, and get me back into it. Because once I'm back into that meditation, gratitude, journaling, bit of yoga, drinking well in the morning, oof, the difference, Kim, in my effectiveness, productivity, performance is times 10 easy with that. And so it's this could be a nice way to just, if anybody's struggling with that, it's just a nice way to kind of click back into it.
And that's what I mean. And I've made it 10 minutes because I want everyone to think, oh, I could do that. But actually, when I meditate 15 minutes, but I didn't start meditating for 15 minutes because there was no way with my buzzy, burnt out head that was all over the show that I could have sat even still for 15 minutes, to be honest. Exactly. Watching the clock, thinking, how much longer is it going on? Like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Whereas now it's just the best part of my day. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to shut. And like I put on my socials the other day, I was meditating the other morning, and all of a sudden I remembered I hadn't done something for my copywriter. It's really annoying when that stuff comes in, but I'd completely forgotten about that. That would never have come into my head during the normal day. And also, it will be hard, Ros, but it isn't actually. Why we're going to start for just such a small amount is so that it isn't hard. And what you find is when you create this space, the creativity and the ideas and you will find it will pay tenfold throughout the rest of your day, because you will feel focused. You will feel. And then there's another ritual I do called your VITs, and that just helps us really focus on what's
again.
VITs. Very important things, and you do your VITs for the day, and that just helps you think, okay, prioritize what's going on. So my 10-minute tune in is, like I say, I take longer over it, but this is just super simple to do. So we're going to go live and do that every day at 9:30. However, I'm also going to teach you to do that, because actually what I'd love you to do is make that the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Only I don't want to go live every morning at 6 o'clock, because that might be a bit off-putting for everybody. So I'll be doing it live at 9:30, but if you want to do it before, that's going to be fine. And then also I have got some super simple, really quick, you can do them while you're boiling the kettle, fun little challenges that are just going to help you connect with yourself. Because here's the thing, how much we need to have fun. We need to have fun. And the fun that I'm talking about is just fun that you can, I don't want to tell you what they are, because there's bits and I need to wait each day, but they are super simple things that are so not going to be hard to do, that are just going to make you feel energized. And one is so good. I can't wait to do it.
You are bursting.
I am bursting.
It's palatable. Do you know, it's achievable. It's a chunk, a step. And I can imagine by the time you've done this repeatedly every single day for 7 days, that habit is going to be that little bit more embedded.
Absolutely. And I've got ladies from that did it in January that are getting in touch with me. And one lady, I did share it on somewhere the other day. She put in another group, like, what has gone on. Link. I will put the link.
What we can't do on this at the moment is actually to put that into this chat. And I'm trying not to distract myself. We've got this streaming across 5 platforms this morning. So I know that there's a lot of people actually across all the platforms. So if you hear us referring like to Roz or to Victoria and you're thinking, who are these people? It could be that they're actually watching this live on one of my other Facebook platforms or whatever it is. So what we're going to do is put all the details of your challenge into each of the streams after the event, so people will be able to see it. And we'll also put in posts over the next couple of days so that you'll be able to see that there too. But it's actually to do with the legal side of streaming into groups that we're not allowed to actually type back. It has to be on...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has to be on phone. So I've got you here on my Fit, Fierce and Fabulous group, but I know that we're streaming live onto my personal page, my business group, into my group coaching, and onto YouTube.
Oh.
So we can't put it everywhere. Yeah, but that's fine, Roz. We'll make sure that that's out for everybody. So great question.
Yeah.
And I think, Roz, I love that when you said even thinking about sitting still for 5 minutes. It's so difficult, isn't it?
And here's the thing, that's what puts people off doing it, because most of the women that I work with are high-flying women. They are busy women and they are on the go all the time. So if you say, right, just need you to sit still for 5 minutes, they're like, what? Say what? That's not going to happen. And the worst thing is, and also if you are struggling and you're feeling overwhelmed and you've got feelings of anxiety in that, the last thing you want to do is sit with your thoughts for 5 minutes, because that's just awful. Because, you know, most of the time you're trying to run or get away from those thoughts. And a lot of the time, well, you know, you might be using your work to get away from those thoughts, or wine or TV or food or whatever it is. So we're going to do it in a way that is going to make it super simple. But I think that, yeah, I get that it does feel hard, but it really isn't. And it will become something that you'll look forward to and enjoy, I think, when you get it. Yeah, lots of running. And I think we're all like that. And, you know, spinning plates and dropping them all over the show, a lot of us. And and, you know, like I say, the reason for this challenge is because I was dropping my plates a few weeks ago and just not feeling myself. And this is the stuff I know makes me feel good.
Absolutely. How cool is that? I can't wait. So
Yeah.
I'm already in there, and I know that you've got some nice prices. You put some up of my favourite products, actually.
Really nice products, yeah.
Really nice products, because one of our other colleagues, Jules, always says to me that because your skin is your biggest organ.
Yeah.
And whatever you put on your skin, 70% of it is absorbed. Mm. Oh my goodness. I sit here with wee oils and things and rubbing them and putting things on. But it's amazing how much is absorbed. But the products you're putting away for people who've come into the group and they're inviting more people in, chance to actually win them. So do you know, see, yesterday I was like, I have to invite my friends in here. So it was because I think it'll be amazing for you. I promise. However, besides that,
but she wants to win as well.
The oil elixir.
There's I mean, those are such amazing products. And the thing is, 75% gets absorbed. And how many chemicals go into our products if you wear makeup or deodorant or even cleaning products or any of that sort of stuff. Incredible. So having good skincare is super important, because it'll upset our endocrine system, but that's a whole other adventure. I'm allowed to say Zaflora. Go on.
But it's amazing how many cleaning things and ear plugins and all of this stuff can, oh my gosh, impact you. There's an app that Jules had told me about as well called Think Dirty, and that would scare the life out of you. It's brilliant, but literally you get to scan products and it pops up with the contents.
Oh, really?
Green, amber and red scale. So there was one, I'm not even going to say it, but it was from a place that you would think would be really organic and pure, and it had 3 really toxic products in this thing that you slap all over your body. And if your 75% gets absorbed in, oof, huge. But that is a whole other line.
Don't get me started on that.
Oh my goodness, all that. Listen, I'm going back to why I brought it up, because you were giving prizes, and they are beautiful.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, ladies, do you know what I mean? I'm saying that, but actually I really want to see if I get pulled out of the draw. Everybody will think it's a fix now.
I know. But you have invited loads of people, so you will definitely deserve to win.
Only because I know what the impact has been for me working with you, and I know what just that 10 minutes every day can do to get you back focused. I used to run a Wake Up and Achieve group for all my private clients every single morning at 7 o'clock. I would be up and would have done my hour before that, and then was live onto that, got everybody focused, and it was only 20 minutes and then off for the day. And see the difference that had in your own mindset, just getting all of that stuff done. And for me, knowing that I had that commitment, I had to be there at 7 o'clock, and to be able to be in my best place for that, I had to have done my yoga, my meditation, do my breathing, all of that before 7 o'clock. And we would be sitting like at 8 o'clock enjoying a cup of tea, everything was relaxed, journaling being done, reflecting on what are our intentions for the day, what are the things, what a difference. And this, I know, Kim, will be a challenge. It will help people to kick that kind of thing back in.
I mean, I'm going to go live in the group later and say, you know, I want everyone to come to it with an intention of what they want to achieve. And that, like I say, it might be that you want to eat better. It might be that you want to start working out. It might be that you just want to calm that monkey chatter. It might be that you want to be more productive at work. You know, you might be that you want to get over this kind of constant decision fatigue, can't even make a decision as to what am I going to have for dinner tonight. It can be completely overwhelming, you know, if you've got a family to get for. So it's that sort of stuff that definitely, and I think that as high flying women, whether you're an entrepreneur, you know, C-suite or executive, wherever you are, when you talk about these things, again, it's like, oh no, that's, you know, that's not going to help me. It's not going to make me money. It's not going to, you know, show me the money. But actually, this is the stuff, because if you are that person who gets the cold that floors you for 3 months, or you are that person who actually just, you know you need to do something, but it's taking you 3 or 4 hours to get going in the morning, you know, or not showing up for your teams or your colleagues or your clients, that's costing you, and it's costing you big time. So a little bit of investment in your body can pay huge dividends, because I've seen it. Boom.
Boom, gets me out of bed in the morning.
So come and join in the fun, because it will be fun.
Absolutely, and lots of amazing women in there already.
Yes.
So it is always, we have had a load of fun this week, actually, doing all of this, haven't we?
Yeah.
But hopefully that's of value to everyone. And I know that we've just been able to connect in with each other in the morning, knowing that we've been up, ready, exercise this morning, live on here. And now it's a wee bit of breakfast time for me, because I am now, my body's saying, hey, pet, you are hungry.
Go and get some.
I will indeed. So, folks, what I'm going to do is, wherever you have been watching this live, I'll be popping details of how you can join Kim's challenge, the Tune In, Reset and Show Up challenge, all of next week, 7 days to really get you focused. To be the best, the most fierce and fabulous version of yourself, and actually give yourself a chance of success. Put some nice foundations on as that first stepping stone into being able to really be the best version of you. So, Kim, it is always joyful to speak with you. And folks, any questions, all the details will be there. Just reach out. Kim, where else can people find you? Facebook, Instagram?
I'm under everything as Kim Rain Coaching. So that's Rain with an E on the end. So Kim Raine Coaching. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn as Kim Rain.
There you go. So you can see on the screen how to spell her name.
And come and say hello.
That was quite seamless, wasn't it?
I'm impressed.
Oh,
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And whatever everybody's doing this weekend, I hope it's focused, determined, peaceful, and above all, joyful. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Kim, loads of love. And I'm away off to have boiled eggs. So okay. I'll speak to you later. See you later, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.